Now we want to demonstrate how to shoot one-handed. All right? Shooting one-handed. Assume that my support arm, which is the left one, is disabled. So I will not use that one. I just won't use it. Stick it in my pants or something. And we want to retrieve the gun. We want to fire. We want to reload the magazine, eject the magazine first, reload the magazine. And some of these steps may not be automatic. You may have to think. Often we say, don't think. Everything has to be automatic by instinct. But here's a situation where you may have to think as to what is happening and how you need to deal with it. When you retrieve the gun with one arm, a good holster will help. So in this case here, when you notice this, I have a leather rim on it here. I can put my thumb on that leather rim and bring the gun out all by itself without one, just one hand, one arm. When you shoot, you need to keep the arm very straight. You need to lock your wrist, and it is somewhat natural to turn the arm a little bit inboard. You need to lean into it and fire. Okay? I'm out of ammunition here. So a weak arm, the arm bent, the wrist not locked, will cause a misfire, and I'll demonstrate that in a little while. But now I need to replace the magazine. So first, I need to eject the magazine that I have. I'm going to do that. Doesn't come out. I may have to put the gun back in the holster a certain way, and you have to think about these things. Then I have to retrieve my other magazine from across the way. Remember, I can't use the other arm. Now what am I going to do with this? Well, let me eject the first magazine, pull it out, throw it on the ground. And one of the ways you can do that is normally the magazine goes into the gun with the bullet facing towards the muzzle. So I could put, let me see if I can demonstrate this here. I'll put the magazine in here to get it started. Then my knee is pretty solid. I can hit it. Now I have the gun in open position, and we need to recognize that the only thing that keeps the gun from cycling and putting the next bullet in is a little latch that's in here that latches when the magazine is empty. So we need to bring the slide just a few fractions of an inch back to make it cycle. One way to do that is on my holster there is a lip, and I can catch the rear side on that lip and push it down and let it cycle. Boom. The gun is now ready to fire. This was all done with one hand. I lean into it, turn slightly, lock my wrist, aim, and fire. All right? Now, sometimes we need to improvise. You noticed how I partially holstered the gun through my clothing, okay, to get the magazine out. I tucked the magazine inside behind my knee to get it started in the gun. And then used my knee, which is a fairly hard surface, to slam the magazine in place. You need to be careful not to have your finger on the trigger at any time. Instinctively, I try not to have the finger on the trigger. I'll need to look at the video to make sure of that. A lot of bugs here. All right. If the arm is not properly extended and it's flimsy, part of the recoil is absorbed in the arm, and the cycle and the slide will not cycle properly. If that happens, there's a very likely chance that the next round will not go into the chamber. And I will try to demonstrate that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to eject the round that is in there, open it up like this, take an empty cartridge and put that empty cartridge in here. This is what's called a stovepipe misfire. The other cartridge is trying to go in, the stovepipe, the previous cartridge didn't eject properly. Obviously the gun is not in operable position. So what you want to do is you want to again find some surface where you can cycle the slide, and you need to do this forcefully, hard, fast, and forcefully, and violently almost, because that's how a gun operates. So again, I'm going to try to use the edge of my holster and catch it behind the rear side. If you're near a table, you may be able to catch this edge of the gun. You know, slide it against the edge of a table. I don't have a table nearby, so I'm stuck. You can also use the edge of your belt. All right. But in my case, the holster, it's a good holster, and let me try and do that. So my finger is off the trigger, I catch it, bang, next round is in there, and the stovepipe came out. There may be other situations where you have a misfire, and you have to improvise, you have to think a little bit about it. I'm going to pause the video and I'm going to try and do the same thing now with my dominant hand being immobilized and see if I can get everything going. Obviously I can slide the recycle the slide on the right hand side if I'm shooting with the left hand side. Alright.